Okay, so you don't need anything, there's no more intrusion into the side, right?
Well, because the setbacks are, I believe the deck is still within the setback.
Right, but there's nothing.
There's no addition,
Next to
exactly.
the air conditioning.
No, there is not.
I could not for the life of me figure out what you were going to do there anyway, so okay, so that's gone.
That has been removed for some building code issues.
Yeah, okay.
So the coverage on this chart, which shows a change of coverage from 1298 to 390, I'm sorry, not the coverage.
Yeah, that's the coverage on it.
That's the coverage number, but there's an area of the first floor. Now I can't find. Oh, first floor area ratio. It says 882 existing, 889 proposed. We are actually not changing the floor area ratio.
Okay,
It is still
so
882.
stays the same. Okay,
Yes.
Thanks, good.
But the coverage numbers are correct. There is this.
You don't reduce coverage by taking out the bay window?
I revised the coverage numbers in this chart, but I didn't revise that one FAR number.
Is it still 1390 or is that not right?
The coverage is 1383.
You added 1390 on one page and 1383 the other, I think.
Right, because I did not adjust this chart.
Yeah.
So it should be 1383.
It should be at 1383.
Okay. So you want to increase it by 85, basically?
Correct.
Okay.
As we have all started doing now, I put together a context chart on SP2. That shows the coverage and FAR of all the adjoining properties in the area. As you can see, the majority of them are well over the allowable coverage, and what we're asking for is not significantly different than many of the other properties in the area.
Right. And to make your own argument for you, if you visit the property, as I did yesterday, the house to the north and the house to the south are both featuring extensions much
Exactly.
deeper into their respective properties than this would be.
Correct.
But so having said that, would you just tell us what this hatched area is? What is it you're going to do?
Which,
It's the entire production area.
okay, so this hatch area here is a new deck, and then stairs at the entry level, which is a level above the backyard. So the basement has a walkout.
Okay, so the deck will
basement.
be raised.
The deck is raised.
Okay.
So if we look at, let me get to the right drawing. Drawing A2.1. We've added this new deck and the stairs down in the back. And you can see the side elevation, the deck is raised above the lower level.
Okay. And how far to the west of the house proper, does the deck go?
So the deck is 8 foot 5 inches from the house going west to the yard.
Okay, and the shed in the back, sorry,
8 foot 5 inches.
what was the question?
You want to know the depth of the deck. off the house.
From the house.
Oh, from the house, okay. Got it.
And the frame shed and the patio in the back, they're remaining.
They're existing and they're remaining, yes.
You know, the one, whatever the second page is, I think, it looks like you showed, reconstruction shown hashed, it looks like the deck goes the whole way across, but on the, what you just showed, it looks like the deck is just covers half.
So the deck itself
Yeah.
is this part,
Right,
and then this is the stairs that come down.
right, okay, but, so that's not.
They're new construction, they count as coverage.
Yeah, okay, and I guess they just barely do cover, okay.
Right.
Okay.
I think you could argue that it's a little less than what you're showing here, is what I'm saying.
In plan, it looks bigger than it is, yes.
Yeah. I'm trying to make your case for you.
Unfortunately, by the building department's rules, every piece of that
Yeah.
counts as coverage, so when you
Yeah.
draw it, it looks very large.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
I believe that's it.
Evan?
No, I'm good.
As I said, I did visit the property yesterday, and this is not a proposal that is out of character with the neighboring houses or the neighborhood. It is not a major intrusion into the backyard, and although the numbers are very significant in terms of being over what's permitted, practically every house in Irvington within a block north or south of Main Street has the same situation. So I don't think this is an unreasonable application. I think it will improve the appearance of the house and obviously the utility of it. So I would support the application in the form in which it's been made, and I would move its approval. Do I have a second?
Second.
But before we vote, you submitted your
Oh, yes.
proof of service
Proof of
cards?
service.
We don't have the managed secretary?
I do have them, I forgot to bring, I brought them into her and she said bring them to the meeting. So they're sitting on my desk because I forgot to bring them today. But yes, I do have all of those.
Okay, we just submitted them to Sarah Palermo?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. That'd be good. Billy, you keeping minutes?
I'm not, because you said we weren't keeping minutes.
You did say that.
Oh, did I?
It's on the record.
Sorry.
I took minutes of that.
What
And then
what I
said-
meant to say was, we don't have any minutes to approve tonight,
Oh.
because Sarah's not here. Okay, my fault, sorry. If you both thought I said that, then I probably did. But I'm still gonna move the application. One of you guys seconded that. John?
And I'll vote yes.
Okay, I'm yes.
And I'll record that I voted yes, but not that you voted yes.
Okay, well then, you should put down that I did vote yes. John?
I also visited the property, but that was today. I'm only several steps behind, Mr. Chairman. But for the same reason, I'm comfortable with it. On both sides, the building extends way past what you're going to be doing.
Thank you.
So you're approved?
Thank you very much. I'll bring those into Sarah tomorrow.
Yeah, please, thank you.
Have a little
I'll send a
evening.
letter out that is confirming. All right.
Thank you.
And elimination, you guys are up next.
We're getting to be regulars here.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we'll, eventually tune in at some point.
Are you keeping?
I will, bare bones, bare bones.
Okay. So look, here's the story, guys.
Since I am, just have me come here.
Anthony Congello,
Spell your last name?
C-O-N-G-E-L-L-O.
Congelo. L-L-O. Got it. Thank you.
Nolan Associates.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. So a couple of preliminary points. You folks were in here before, and at the time you made the original application, according to the FAR numbers you presented, you were over on FAR and you needed a variance there. We suggested you go back and revisit the entire project because you were already substantially over on coverage, and the numbers you were presenting hypothesized being over a good deal more, and that was very difficult for us to consider favorably, as we said very, very clearly. Now, you went back and reviewed FAR, and according to the submission that you made subsequently for this hearing, you're well under FAR. Correct. So you do not need a variance in that respect. The building inspector did not receive a copy of those revised numbers, but I sent them to him, and or I brought them to his attention. He may have gotten them from Sarah by the time I called him. Anyway, he went through this with Mr. Hahn Engineering, and he's confirmed that our FAR numbers are fine, and so we have no issue there. Okay? So that's off the table.
And building inspector is Mr. Marin, is that correct?
Ed Merritt.
Okay.
Right.
Because we reviewed those things with him.
Yes. Right. Now, on coverage, as I say, the proposal that you presented back in September was going to add to an already extensive coverage situation. And you very sensibly went back and reviewed that and came back with a revised proposal that, as I understand it, reduced the size of the proposed terrace and eliminated, as I see it, 4 different areas of existing coverage, so that the numbers you presented actually had you reducing the coverage by a square foot. Correct. Okay. Clearly well-intentioned. Now, the problem is, I was on the phone with one of your folks the other day. Okay, actually 2 of your folks the other day. And the numbers that you submitted, I think, are still a bit off. And I just want to get that clear before we actually do anything with the application. Okay? Okay. If you look on that chart, which we have as SY 101. Correct. And I'm looking first at the original that you submitted for this November hearing, and then at this 2-page submission, which you gave to Sheriff Palermo yesterday, I think yesterday afternoon. Yes. And I sent it around to the board members. I think you guys have that as well. Now, what you submitted originally has, in the coverage chart to the right of SY 101, that page, all right, you've got 4 reductions. 67, stone walk to pool, and you have that identified as to be removed in your submission. Okay, so that one's okay. And then you've got 146, the slate walk near the air conditioning units, also identified as to be removed. And I think that's okay. And then you've got another reduction of 23, the concrete and slate pad, which is off to the right as you approach the house. That's also scheduled to be removed. What are you going to do with the air conditioning unit that's there? We're not going to put a pad through.
That pad there is where I think the trash cans are sitting on next to the driveway. I think that's at 23 square feet.
Oh,
We're
okay.
not moving any of the air conditioners.
Okay.
So when you walk into that, where the garages are, there's a stone pad and there's a wooden set 2 trash cans in there. We're proposing to eliminate that. So I think that's the 23 there.
Okay. I couldn't figure out what you're going to do without something under it.
Absolutely.
Air
They're already
conditioning
sitting,
unit.
they're already sitting on, I believe, the plastic.
All right. No, if they're
They sit on
garbage
top,
cans,
yeah.
I can see where you can
Yeah.
where you can do that. Okay. Then comes a problem, at least in my mind. Slight walk near garage, minus 346. Now, as you submitted this originally, the only 346 walkway is the one that leads up to the front door. See the number 346 there?
Yeah, which
Okay.
was here,
Right, exactly.
right,
And,
which was misleading.
okay, in what respect?
From the site plan, who did the site plan, this was mislabeled here. It was supposed, this is where the 346 should be. And I believe that's what Edgemola explained to you yesterday.
Well, actually, what he said was, okay, first of all, you want to keep that walkway.
This one here.
346. Right,
Correct.
right. And the one you propose to remove, he said is actually less than that. It's something like 320. There's no number associated with this particular sign to be removed.
There is on the drawing.
There is here,
What do you have for a number?
That's the 346, right?
346.
That's the 346.
I'm seeing it here.
Right. No, you're right. On the SY 101 originally submitted, there's no 346 number, and that's
That's
like
what,
one.
that's where the typo was.
All right, but Ed, whoever I talked to from your office yesterday told me the actual number over there is not 346. It's a smaller walkway. So what you're proposing to reduce is something like 320 or 322. It's not insignificant,
Okay.
but it is different. Are you not familiar with this?
I've always known that it was 346, not 322 or 324. I don't have that number.
Okay. I mean, he called and told me, actually, I was in the backyard of the Pisani house, when he called back and said, this is what the actual number is. So as he has represented it to me, that is, I believe it's 322, so your difference is plus 24, your net is plus 23. I'm
Okay.
not saying this is a big deal, I just want to get the numbers straight before we approve this thing.
Sam, do you have anything to add to
I was
that?
just gonna, yeah.
I'm Sam. I'm one of the project architects on the job.
Okay,
So, I believe this is always 346, but in case it's 322 and the 24 extra square feet does pose a problem, I can take it off of this 89 square foot walkway right here between leading to the open porch. If it's an issue, we can always take 24 out of here. But I believe the correct number is 346. That's to my understanding.
okay. Well, your colleague or your colleague, somebody told me on the phone that was not the case. And I will just say, just from looking on the document, that walkway looks to be a little bit smaller than the other one labeled 346. And if you're at your house, at the house, it also looks a little bit smaller. I'm not saying this is a material issue that's going to stop you from getting approved, but I really want the right numbers in this thing before we approve it. That's my problem. And if what you're telling me is, I'll say this, just for myself, if that walkway on the side really is 346, then you're sort of flat on your numbers, reduced by one. And I'm okay with that. I appreciate the effort not to increase the amount of coverage here. If in fact it is a smaller walkway, so your reduction is not quite as great, and you're willing to take 22 square feet or 23 so that you wind up flat at the end of the day, I think that's the right thing to do. You're so far over on coverage as it is, I really don't want to do anything to increase it.
No, we agree.
And that wasn't your intent.
No, that's not the way we bought it. I mean, that is the way we bought it, so,
Okay.
but yes,
All right.
our intent is to keep it flat.
Okay, so I haven't heard from either of my colleagues here, but I'll have a proposal to make after they're satisfied. John, what's it with you?
Well, I was very disappointed to hear that 346 wasn't 346, because that made it a very easy decision. And if applicant is willing to, do what you just described, I'm more than comfortable with that. I think everything could be expected to be done.
I mean, I'm not sure what he pointed at, but I'm not sure if that's the spot, but we will find a spot to make it even, just to be.
He was pointing at the spot going towards the gravel driveway.
We'll take up 1 or 2 slates that equal to about 24 square feet, and you'll keep the rest, and then you can fill in with gravel or something, or grass.
Yeah, we'll keep it flat. We'll figure out exactly what we would do.
Okay.
We haven't, this is new to me, so I didn't,
Yeah, I mean, the numbers are so close, I feel a little bit picky by raising it, but what do you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty much satisfied with their effort to reduce at this point. I'd like to find a way that we could approve subject to your concerns, if that's possible, so we don't, even though I'm enjoying seeing them, this would be their third month, and I feel like,
The neighborhood would be great.
Can you make coffee and donuts next time?
Yes.
What I will do is I'll move to approve this, and this will be a little tricky for the minutes, but I'm going to approve this subject to the applicant's professionals getting back to me and telling me what the actual number is on the slate walk that now has the 346 number on it, that did not have any number on it in the original application. Okay? And if that is in fact 346, I'll accept the representation, and then you will be a square foot under where you are now, and my motion would approve it at that point, full stop, okay? If in fact you come back and you tell me it's somewhat less than that, and therefore your reduction would not make you flat, as we're using that term, then tell me what you're going to do to make it flat, either in the slate walk in the side, which I think makes the 89 square foot one now. That makes perfect sense, or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay?
We will do what we have to do to get it done.
Yeah, exactly. Okay? It's a little cumbersome, but it's better than putting you over to January for something. Okay, do I have a second to that complicated motion?
I will,
All
since
right.
I wrote it down,
I vote yes. Okay, I'm a yes.
and I'm a yes.
All right, so that's what we're gonna do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's the question in terms of the process. So what would be the process to, is it a direct phone call to you from these guys?
Yeah, I'll take that. And I write a letter confirming the approval.
Okay,
It may be a little more complicated than usual, just to run through the numbers and say it's all subject to this. But either way, if they come up with either of these results, which leaves you flat in terms of no increase in coverage, then you will be approved. I write you the letter, and you have to get clearance from the building inspector before you do anything.
Yep.
But you can proceed.
The building application.
Whatever process he puts you through at this point. Every letter I send says, this is not approval from the building inspector, you still have to deal with him. Okay,
All right, sounds good.
all right,
Thank you very much.
thank you very much.
we won't see you in December, so have a great holiday
Have a nice
season.
holiday.
Move to adjourn.
Second.